Hey everyone, Tanya Taylor here. Welcome to today's live training. I am very excited to be here this week. For those of you who don't know me, I am Tanya Taylor, and I am the founder and CEO of Grow Your Wealth, where I teach professionals and small business owners how to ditch bad debt and create a 6 or 7 figure retirement income, regardless of how much they make. And thank you guys for being a part of the community. Please invite others to join if you're finding the content helpful to you. If you're watching live from YouTube, subscribe, share the video so that others can see the content as well. And it does help the algorithm. If you're watching live, you can put live below. And if you are watching the replay, you can add replay. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about how you can bolster your retirement plan for 2023 based on some of the changes that came down the pike with the Biden's Secure Act 2.0. And I'm going to go through about 5 different things that you can do in order to do that. So for those of you who haven't been following the news, right at the end of 2022, Biden signed the Secure Act, and it's a lot of sweeping improvements across many different fronts. And 401 retirement plan in general is one of them. And in today's live, I'm just going to be focusing on the retirement plan. The first thing I want to say, though, is that if you did not contribute the maximum to your retirement plan for 2022, pardon me, you do have time. You have until the tax deadline, which this year, I think it's maybe a day after April 15th. I can't recall now. But you can still contribute to your retirement plan. If you contribute to your IRA, you will get a tax deduction depending on your income. Okay, so let's now talk about some of the changes that Biden has made that will be helpful to you as you plan for retirement. It's important to talk about this because a lot of people, the retirement plan is really the only way that you save and invest for the future. And the more you know, the more informed you will be about making decisions. So if you are contributing to a retirement plan, this is going to be important for you. And if you're not contributing to a retirement plan, some of these changes may help you to want to contribute. I feel like I will need to do a part 2 because there are some other things that have come out of this Secure Act that is going to be helpful for individuals as well. For example, people who have student loan and just those who are not yet contributing to a retirement plan. But I don't like to provide so much information and so much to-dos in one live. So I think I'm just going to break it up in 2 parts. Okay. So the first thing is for people who are 72 and above, or it applies to us too, but we're not yet there. But these changes are good. And I think that the discussion that they're having around these changes is also good. So here we go. Number 1 is right now, well, prior to the signing, if you once you turn age 72, in that year, if you had a retirement plan, you were required, you have no other choice but to withdraw what's called a required minimum distribution. And generally, your brokerage firm or wherever you have your retirement plan, they will help you to calculate it so you don't have to rack your brain to figure out how much it is. But if you didn't do that required minimum distribution, you actually would incur a penalty. So under the Secure Act, what Biden has done is that he's changed the age from 72 to age 73. And then in 10 years, it's going to be to age 75. That's a really good thing. And the reason for that is a lot of people are living longer. Some people are still working in their 70s by choice, and they don't want to have to tap into their retirement plan. And this is forcing them to do that. Now, I know from age 72 to 73, not a big deal, right? It's only a year. it does make a difference, but the fact that they're going to push it to 75 in 10 years is really great. My hope is that this 10-year is they don't wait 10 years to push it to age 75, but they continue to have these discussions and that they move it to age 75 in the next couple of years. But we'll see. The fact that they're talking about it, though, is a good thing, and I'm very happy to see that. The second thing is typically, if you invest in an employer's 401k Roth, so when you invest in your company's retirement plan, a lot of companies have a regular retirement plan, 401k, 403b, or others. They have other names for some of them. There is also a component called the Roth 401k or 403b. There was a difference between how you withdraw from both plans. So before the rule was passed, under a regular Roth IRA, you did not have a time frame to pull out a certain amount. So like how I talk about your 401k plan or your IRA, you had to pull it out by age 72. For the Roth, you can pull it out whenever you want. You don't have to pull it out when you get to 72. But if you invested in your employer's Roth 401k or 403b, you still had to pull it out at age 72. They've now changed the rules and they've now made it the same. So whether you invest in a Roth 401k on your own, in a regular brokerage account, or you invest in a Roth 401k in your employer's plan, you don't have a time frame. You don't have a required minimum distribution that you now know that at 73, you have to pull out. So that's very good, because a lot of times people were hesitant to put money in their Roth 401k plan from their job because it's like, I'm still going to have to pull it out anyway. So high income earners who know that they're not going to be tapping into their retirement plan at 72, they were constrained because they didn't want to put the money in the 401 in the Roth and know that they were mandated to take it out. And when you make over a certain amount of money, you're not allowed to invest in a regular Roth IRA because there's a certain threshold limit. So I consider that to be positive. And if you were not contributing to your Roth 401k, I would definitely suggest that you look into it. Another thing that this change has brought about is that for employer-sponsored plan, and this again is if it's a 401k plan or a 403b plan, in 2023, you can actually contribute an additional $7,500 if you are over age 50. And they have also increased how much you can contribute to your 401k plan going forward. Before it was, I think, $19,500, but now it has been increased to $22,500. Max out if you can. I promise you, over time, you are going to see that difference, especially if you learn to understand how your 401k plan works and you're investing in the right type of investment within what your company offers so that you could get the maximum return. If you max that out, you will find it beneficial. For me personally, I built my retirement to well over $1 million, and it was just from investing in my employer-sponsored plan. But I learned how to maximize my returns. I didn't just sit on it and have my job manage it for me, but I really learned what I need to about my retirement plan and then figured out what was the maximum that I can get from it, whether it was inside of my employers, whether my employers were overseeing it or if I took it with me. So you definitely can build a really decent nest egg from maxing out your retirement and then just making sure that you are getting the highest return from that. And now that the amount has increased to $22,500 a year, kudos to them for doing that. I wish that they would increase it a little more. But remember, if you're over age 50, it goes up an additional $7,500. And then they also have this other catch up that if you're between age 60 and 63, you will be able to invest an additional amount in it. There's a little bit of calculation that's going to be required for that, but it's like $10,000 or some other numbers that you'll be able to invest as well. So that's very good for many people who their sole investment is in their retirement plan. The fourth thing is for your IRA and your Roth IRA. So let's say you don't meet that income threshold that the IRS has that precludes you from investing in these vehicles. In 2023, you will be able to put away $7,500 if you are over age 50 in one of those retirement vehicles. And if you're under age 50, you'll be able to put in $6,500. That is a $500 increase from the prior year. So a lot of times what ends up happening is that these adjustments will be made because of inflation. So they'll say they index it to inflation, or because of inflation, they're increasing the amount. So you'll see over the course of years that these dollar amounts tend to increase. Let me know if you're finding this helpful. Putting something in the chat below, you could just say helpful. Okay, so number 5, I think I'm on number 5. I'm actually not keeping track, but I think I'm on 5. So under the Secure Act, starting in 2024, if you make over $145,000, what the new rule is going to say is that anything after that, you will have to contribute after tax to your Roth 401k plan or 403b, whatever plan that you're investing in, the Roth piece of it. And I think, to be quite frank, I think they're trying to force us to pay some taxes early, because if you're invested in your Roth and you don't have to withdraw it until way into the future, you will not, first of all, you don't pay taxes on Roth, right? You paid early. So now if they're saying, okay, anything over $145,000, you're going to have to pay taxes on it. You're going to have to put it in your Roth. That's more taxable income for them. So it kind of offsets this whole age increase that they're moving to age 75 before you do your required minimum distribution. So at least in my head, that's what I'm thinking. But if you know that your income will be higher in retirement, or if right now you know that, you know what, I know when I reach 72 or 73, I'm not going to need to take money out of my retirement account, this is not a bad deal. Put the money in the Roth, pay the taxes now, and then you'll reap the rewards later. That's how we build generational wealth. Because if you're putting this money away and like, I don't really want to touch all the money in my retirement. I really want to leave it for my children or my children's children, putting in whatever trust we want to put it in. Then you have that money in a Roth and you know that it's never, ever going to be taxed. So I want you to think about it from a longer term perspective instead of just like now, today. Also, when you get older too, and if you need to withdraw it, because not everybody is of the mindset that I'm going to leave this for my children or my children's children. And not everybody, I don't know why I keep doing this. Sorry, maybe I need water. Not everybody can afford to do that, because the reality is that if you started late and you really are going to need your retirement, you're just going to need it. That's just the reality. But if you could pull that retirement out tax-free, that's great, because it will be easier for you to plan. You won't have to be thinking, well, what tax bracket am I going to be in and all that jazz. You'll just be thinking, okay, once I pull this money out, I don't have to pay taxes on it. I could plan better for how I'm going to spend it. Okay, so those are the 5 things that I wanted to share in this live. I'm going to go through the Secure Act a little bit more and share with you any additional updates on how you can benefit from some of the things that's coming out of the Secure Act that you may not necessarily know. I'll let you know, like what are some of the things that I will be talking about. If you heard something about what the Secure Act has, what was passed in the Secure Act that you think impacts you and you're just unclear about how it works and you want me to add it to that live, just let me know and I will also definitely add it in as well, just so that you can have the knowledge. This is the complimentary part of my program. When I started Grow Your Wealth, I really wanted to be able to help people in different ways. And there are some people who are not able to join my program immediately. And I still want to help you to gain the knowledge so that you can start doing something now to change your finances. And for those of you who don't know if you want to join my community or want to know more about my community, and you're ready to make the investment in yourself and you want to know, well, what does that look like? Send me a DM. Let's talk. I really committed to helping 1 million people build wealth so that we can stop living paycheck to paycheck and stop the cycle of poverty. And for those of you who are watching, for those of you who are in my community, who have been in my community for a while, and you're looking at yourself and you're saying, okay, a couple of years have passed, I haven't really made progress, I really want to make progress, send me a DM, let's talk. I'm committed to helping you to reach that goal. And I will see you on the next live. Bye.